I want to talk to you about Jesus' end times. When his disciples asked him what will happen in the end and what would be and when will you return to us, this is what he told them. All these things would happen, like earthquakes, people coming back from the dead, you know, a whole bunch of things he told them. And he also told them that they also wouldn't pass away until all these things happen. They would see all these things happening. They wouldn't die until all these things happen, right? And they would see the Son of Man, him like unto the Son of Man, not the Son of Man, but him like unto the Son of Man. They would see him coming down with the clouds of heaven and the angels bearing him down. He didn't say himself, but he said someone like unto the Son of Man, someone like him. See, he didn't say himself. He didn't never tell them when he's coming back. Okay. He's called the Son of Man. This is somebody who is like unto the Son of Man. Okay. So then he also told them that many false ones would come, coming in his name, doing miracles in his name. So he tells you this. And then he tells you that you will not pass away until these things happen. He was talking to his disciples, not everybody else, just to his disciples, okay? So then, after he's crucified and he dies, all these things have took place. He came back. He taught some more people. He didn't teach Paul, though, okay? So then he left after those 11 years. He came back and taught for 11 years. They don't even really talk about those things in the Bible, but you would have to read his secret books to find out what he taught and the things he did. So then after he died on the crucifix, before he was risen up, when he died on the crucifix and he gave up his soul, the earthquakes happened. The people was raised back from the dead. Some people came out of the grave, and everybody seen it. It said this is what it says in the New Testament. Okay, it said that everybody seen it. Okay, so it's seen all these dead people rising up. It's seen the earth cracked, the earthquake, a big earthquake happened, and people died, and a whole bunch of things happened. Everything that he said was happened, and his disciples was witness to it. Okay, before they died, and then. But the only thing they didn't see, and then Jesus came. What did he come with? The clouds and the angels of heaven. But he was looking like someone else. When he came back the second time, he used to come back as a baby. He used to come back as a child. He used to come back as an old ass man. He used to come back as a woman. He used to come back just as light. He came back as different things. Okay, it talks about this in the New Testament. So then you come to the conclusion like he already came the second time and all those things happened. Everything he said already happened. It already described it in the New Testament. And then after him, after those 11 years, guess who came? The false ones then start coming in his name. Paul was the first one. Paul started teaching different doctrine than what Jesus was speaking to his disciples. And then he had the backing of who? 666. They say in Revelations, it said, this is the wisdom of the saints, which means this is how wise the saints are. That when they see this person, 666, they will know who it is. And guess who it was? Nero, an emperor of Rome. He killed many Christians. You see, he persecuted them. And that's also who people worship in the image, is Nero. He had his picture taken and told everybody this is Jesus Christ. Paul helped him. Paul is the false prophet. Nero is the false Messiah. And you know how they was able to do this? Is because they had the dragon behind them. Satan was behind them. They had a massive army, so nobody could say nothing. They destroyed anybody who knew the truth. They killed every last one of the disciples. They killed them for the truth, for the testimony, for his name, which isn't Jesus, by the way. His name is Isho. That's his real name. It's not Jesus. It doesn't matter what language you speak. Nobody's name changes. My name will always be Quincy, no matter what language you speak. People's name doesn't change because of the language. See, that's the trick of Satan. The name you given at birth is your name, not the name people will choose to give you. That's not your name, what people choose to give you. The name that your mother gave you or your father gave you at birth, that is your name. Okay, so his name is actually Esho. So he's showing then that all these happened, and Paul with his falseness and the dragon, like I was saying, he taught them how to use weapons. You see, they had weapons, they had guns back then. These Romans, they wasn't fighting with swords like they tell you. No, they was fighting with guns. That's how they was able to overtake. You know how I know this? See, when you read the Quran, it tells you that they had weaponry. These Romans, guns. So the Romans, that's how they took over, and then after them, that's how all of them. See, they broke up. They didn't fall. Rome didn't fall. No, they broke up into little countries because they started taking over so much that these people quit calling themselves Romans and they start calling themselves by their last names. These countries are their last names. These white families, these Roman families, these Greek families, these Mesopotamian families. You see, they're all just one family. And they spread out so much that these different people, they took these names and they made these names, these countries like England, all that. There's somebody with the name England. There's somebody with the name America, the last name. You see, these are just all Romans and Mesopotamians and Greeks. See, they're all the same people. They been had guns. They been running shit like that because the devil taught them. The dragon. See, it tells you that in Revelations that that's how Nero was going to do it with the dragons. He was going to kill all the saints, fire, shoot them up, and nobody could fuck with Rome because they had guns. They try to make it pretend like they was these mighty warriors with swords and all that. But see, there's evidence. They found evidence of weaponry in Rome. Weaponry, guns, cannons. They didn't come around when they said they did. No, they been had them.